All right, guys, I truly felt the need to take up for this woman and give my thoughts on the situation, especially after a larger content creator decided to degrade her and shame her on his platform. So let me give you some background info into this woman, what happened. She posted a video onto TikTok stating that she had to kick her mentally ill 9-year-old daughter out of her home. I believe her daughter is now 12. Let's talk about why. This child was a danger to herself and others. Let's talk about some things this child would do. She would put everyone in harm's way, including this, which is huge. If she were in a vehicle, the backseat of the vehicle, and she got irritable or somebody said something she didn't like, she would unbuckle herself and go up to her mother behind her mother's driver's seat while her mother was driving, and she would cover her mother's eyes to where she couldn't drive or see. That happened numerous times. Her mother would have to fight her off of her in order to see the road. Now, not only does that put everyone in that vehicle in harm's way, but also everybody else on the road. The child would also attack siblings unprovoked. The mother said one time she got mad. She went to her 3-month-old baby brother and flipped him out of his swing and onto the floor. That could have killed that baby or seriously injured him. She then reportedly took a dog kennel with a small Shih Tzu puppy in it and threw it across the room. She further threw a large glass candle at the back of her brother's head, which led him to having to have stitches. Furthermore, she hit her sister in the eye with a baseball bat. Why? Because she had issues with another person and decided to take it out on her sister. Furthermore, one day her cousin was asleep on the couch and she walked up to her cousin and hit her in the face with a shoe, all because she was mad that she herself had just gotten in trouble. Now keep in mind, this mother here has custody of that little girl's cousin, which would make that girl her niece. Okay, so that in itself should tell you something about this woman's good character if the state gave her custody. She's got custody of a child that is not even hers. Now, ever since this woman has posted that video, she has gotten a ton of hate, and it's not right. Let me just tell you someone. I know someone very close to me, extremely close to me, who had to do the same exact thing. Please keep in mind, this is not just kicking a child out on the streets. A judge has to make a decision. You have to go through the courts. The judge has to make the decision on what to do with an extremely troubled child. And of course, it's illegal just to kick a minor out on the streets, but this woman didn't even come close to doing that. CPS, Child Protective Services, is also likely involved. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I've been a teacher, I've seen it. CPS will likely, anyway, remove that child from the home or the other children in the home to get them out of harm's way and danger. Back to my story, or someone I know. This person has 5 children, step and biological. The oldest child, who just turned 14 years old, has unfortunately major issues. Her parents tried everything from therapy to counseling to medicine, psychiatrists, psychologists, counselors, church, prayer, faith, words of encouragement, you name it, they tried. But the older the child got, the more dangerous she became. She would write down threats saying that she hoped everyone in her household would die in their sleep and go to hell. Her stepmother ended up getting pregnant. She said that she hoped her stepmother would die and the baby would die. Okay, those are just thoughts she wrote down, right? Wrong, because those thoughts then turned into actions. She was attacking and assaulting her younger siblings for absolutely no reason at all, just like the woman said in this video with hers. Not only was she a danger to others in the house physically and mentally, but she was also a danger to herself. She snuck out of the house at 1 a.m. to walk a total of 7 miles across town through the bad parts of town to do God knows what. The parents checked on her. She was gone, so the parents called the cops. The cops had all patrol units looking. They checked surveillance footage. They found that she was picked up at a gas station by an older male. Who? They don't know. That's still being investigated right now at this very moment. But that led to her family having to keep the doors unlocked that whole night due to not knowing when she was going to come home, even though all patrol units were out looking for her. So the fact that the family's doors were unlocked when she was a 13-year-old at the time, out with at least a 16-year-old because they could drive, that family didn't know who she was with or what they were planning to do. What if they were planning harm on that family? The doors had to stay unlocked and there was easy access to the children and the parents. The parents had to stay up that whole entire night, obviously because they were worried and couldn't sleep anyway, but also to protect their family, children, and household. So after all of this, the child was put on juvenile probation. This was after an assault on her younger sister. She cut her younger sister on the arm. However, she broke her probation after she was on it for a few weeks after she punched that sibling in the face unprovoked for no reason at all. She then went to the juvenile detention center for 2 weeks. The judge told her, if you mess up again, you're gone for good. She was out of the juvenile detention center for a week after the judge told her to act right and not mess up. Then what'd she do? She got mad at a sibling and did the same exact thing the child in this video did and threw a 3-wick heavy glass candle at a younger sibling. Now keep in mind, this household has a 2-year-old. If that 2-year-old had been in the kitchen at the time and gotten hit by that glass candle upside the head, it could have killed her. So the parents called the law again. The police already know who this child is due to all the calls of domestic violence and assault from her. And they're done too, just like the judge. They said she's coming with us. The child ends up going to a mental hospital recently, and the parents are told that the child is having homicidal thoughts on people in her household. The child is still at the mental hospital, but she will be going to a group home when she gets let out. Now, does this mean that the parents gave up on her or kicked her out on the streets? Absolutely not. It means that these parents are keeping their home safe and protecting their 4 other children from a child who obviously, unfortunately, can't act right and wants to do harm on everyone. Crazy thing is, had this child killed someone in this woman's home, those of you saying she is a bad mother and degrading her would then ask why she didn't protect her other children if that child had hurt or killed someone. The child already hurt them. So those of you judging, I truly hope you never have to go through something like this. You should be ashamed from judging the stable mother for simply keeping her household safe, especially if you've never walked in her shoes. Think about schools. A child continuously makes threats or fights or, makes threats to the students. What happens? The child is expelled from the school. Why? To protect the other students. There's no difference in a household doing that to protect others in the home. Don't ask me how I know how this feels. Just trust me, I do. And it's one of the hardest things that a parent can ever go through. Think before you judge. Think before you act. Think before you speak. Have empathy. No parent ever wants this. And by all means, you do what you have to do to protect your household and children. And to the larger male content creator who posted this woman's video shaming her and asking or wondering if this was a joke. No, it's not a joke. Not everyone lives in a perfect home with a white picket fence. And you said shame on her? No, shame on you. Anyway, I love y'all. Sorry for venting, but I had to. To this woman, keep being the protective mama bear that you are and doing what you got to do to have a safe household.